Open meetings law. Council functions in strict compliance with open meetings law. It isn't always pretty to watch the council discuss and sometimes argue about something, but it's done in front of the people. Traffic safety. We were talking about traffic safety before. Since I took office as mayor, 5 people have died in the city of Oneida due to somebody violating the vehicle and traffic law. One of those people basically killed himself. In 4 instances, a driver who was violating the vehicle and traffic law killed another person. Now, I take that really seriously. And I was incensed 2 weeks ago when the dispatch printed the letter from the World War II veteran who doesn't want to wear a seatbelt. And somehow, some way, he tied getting a traffic ticket for not wearing a seatbelt to the Phillipson's building and otherwise raising revenue for the city. The reason why the police are out writing vehicle and traffic tickets is because there's a direct correlation between enforcing the V&T law and saving people's lives. Even at 30 miles an hour within the city, people's lives and body is at risk when they don't watch and comply with the V&T law. I live on Broad Street. I can watch the intersection of Belmont and Broad Street. There's a stop sign. One day I sat there with a pad and I made check marks. I counted 15 cars approaching the stop sign. 13 of the 15, I can't do the math fast enough to tell you the percentage. 13 out of 15 cars rolled through the stop sign. 1 car stopped because there was another car right there. And the 15th car actually came to a true stop. They looked and then they proceeded. But whether it's talking on the cell phone, fiddling with the computer, texting, driving too fast. A lot of people speed in the city. Going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit might or might not make much of a difference on the thruway. But on Bennett Street in Oneida, or Willow Street in Oneida, it makes a real difference. Knock on wood, we haven't had a child hurt seriously that I'm aware of since I took office because he was speeding. But our police officers are out there enforcing the vehicle and traffic law. And if you get a ticket, don't come whining to me. Or if you do get a ticket, come whining to me because I have a message for you. Obey the law, you won't get a ticket, you won't hurt somebody. If you don't like that, move someplace else. Financial responsibility. And I get worked up about the V&T stuff. Because I take it, it does bother me. There's a protocol in the police and the fire department that when there's a fatality, they notify the mayor. So I've gotten 5 of those phone calls. I don't want to get any more of them. Financial responsibility. We tried to bring focus to the fact we spend more than we bring in. We had a very open budget process this year in front of the PAC 99, in front of the media, in front of the public. Parks and Recreation. The department is run by the Recreation Director. I don't approve who gets a job based on politics. Recreation Department Director was told to go off and do his job. I had to give him that message several times because he came to me in January of 2008 and said, is it okay if I do something? I said, well, tell me a little bit more about it. It was something that it was in the budget as a capital expenditure. It had been approved by the prior council. He didn't need my permission to do what had already been approved. So I told all the department heads, go out and do your job, hire and fire and demote based on the merits of the people. It doesn't make any difference to me who they're married to, who their parents are, or anything of that nature. So I think that's a good thing. Perhaps most important in the long run, the Common Council under our charter is specified and declared to be the legislative and policy-making body for the city of Oneida. It's not a dictatorship of the mayor. And for 14 months, we've operated, 14 and a half months, we've operated on that basis. I collect and give the information to the Common Council. I make recommendations. I support my recommendations. Sometimes they agree with me, sometimes they don't agree with me. We do it in public. We do it in the Common Council chambers. We do it with the media present. We do it under the watchful eye of PAC 99. And I am so glad and I appreciate that PAC 99 records our meetings, because I've had occasion to go back and look at the videos, and people have said, well, you said this. Gee, I don't remember saying it. Let's look at the video. And so far, I have, my recollection was correct. I didn't say that. But we do it, it's available. Not everybody comes to Common Council meetings. We don't get a lot of people who come. I don't know how many watch PAC 99. I wish more people would come, because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about what the city does and doesn't do that would be clarified if they actually came and watched our meetings. One of the things that this council did was we give the public the opportunity to ask questions or comment on every agenda item while we are talking about it. The agenda item is brought up, the resolution is read. I ask if the council has any questions or comments. I ask if the audience has any questions or comments. If the councilors have anything else to say, they get a chance to say it. But when they make their vote, they make the vote after anybody in the audience, whether they're members of the public or department heads, because many of our department heads are residents and have a right to say what they want. The council has had the benefit of hearing anybody's comments and what their questions are. So item by item, they've had an up-to-date opportunity to hear what people have to say. Anyhow, it's going on one. I'd be happy to entertain questions for a couple of minutes. Notice I said entertain and not answer.